In an environment where technology holds sway over agriculture, the Amish distinguish themselves through their dependence on simplicity, community, and faith. They forgo electricity not from obstinacy, but to uphold values such as humility and self-sufficiency. For me, as for them, farming is more than a matter of efficiency. It represents a means of coexisting harmoniously with nature. Instead of employing modern machinery, they utilize hand implements, animal power, and the natural cadences of the seasons. Their bond with the land is profound, viewing it as a cooperative relationship rather than an entity to be dominated. This distinct approach enables them to flourish sustainably, safeguarding their way of life through age-old methods. Their farmlands, extending across undulating countryside, might seem unremarkable on initial observation, yet concealed beneath this unpretentious exterior is a meticulously refined, centuries-old system crafted to coexist with nature rather than force it to comply with human desires. Unlike contemporary farms, alive with the clamor of machines and interwoven with irrigation lines, Amish farms are characterized by quietude and peace. The lack of technology is not a constraint. It is a deliberate decision to maintain a harmonious rapport with the environment. This philosophy, along with a considerable body of practical knowledge, has been handed down through generations. The techniques the Amish employ today have developed from the wisdom their forebears accumulated through direct experience, careful observation, and, most significantly, patience. Instead of depending on artificial aids like synthetic fertilizers or pesticides, the Amish place their trust in natural cycles and the Earth's inherent capacity for self-renewal. It's a system founded on sustainability, one that demonstrates resilience against the unpredictable shifts in weather, market dynamics, and even global disturbances. On an Amish farm, the whir of modern machinery is conspicuously absent. Instead, the atmosphere is imbued with the consistent beat of hooves, the creak of wooden harnesses, and the quiet, deliberate voices of farmers directing their animals across the cultivated land. While a majority of the world has shifted towards automation and heavy equipment, the Amish have opted for a route that keeps them anchored, both literally and metaphorically. Manual work and animal strength constitute the foundation of their agricultural endeavors, strengthening a profound connection among the land, the animals, and the individuals who tend it. Horses, mules, and oxen serve as the tractors on Amish fields. Where a contemporary farmer might be seated in a climate-controlled cabin, the Amish farmer walks behind a team of robust animals, holding the reins with experienced hands. The spectacle of a team of horses drawing a plow through a field of rich, dark earth might appear to be a relic from a bygone age, but for the Amish, it remains a practical and effective method for tilling the soil. Employing animals for labor cultivates a symbiotic association between the farmer and the creatures. Horses, for instance, are regarded as more than mere instruments. They are partners in the agricultural process. Amish farmers dedicate years to establishing a rapport with their animals, training them to operate in synchrony with the rhythms of planting and reaping. It is a delicate interplay of patience and coordination, where the animals grow responsive to the farmer's commands and signals, thereby fashioning a smooth operational flow. The only product I'll ever promote on our channel is a book by Claude Davis, a veteran prepper, concerning 126 superfoods and preservation techniques from critical periods like the Great Depression and wartime, which are impossible to discover elsewhere. I decided to promote his book because we represent the final generation capable of imparting these methods and superfoods to our children or grandchildren. It would be a profound loss to witness this knowledge about highly nutritious foods and preservation strategies for surviving crises vanish. You can find it in the description of this video below. There is something intrinsically human about this methodology. The physical link between the farmer, the soil, and the animals nurtures a relationship that machinery simply cannot emulate. Each step taken behind the plow is intentional, every turn of the earth felt through the reins and the soles of the farmer's boots. This process demands skill, stamina, and an intimate comprehension of both the land and the creatures that contribute to its shaping. The advantages of animal power extend past the personal connection between the farmer and his livestock. By depending on animals rather than fuel-driven machinery, the Amish sidestep the environmental consequences of fossil fuels and extensive mechanization. Horses and mules do not compress the soil as heavy tractors do, permitting the earth to breathe and preserve its natural composition. This practice not only aids in sustaining soil health, but also promotes water retention and diminishes erosion, guaranteeing that the land stays fertile for subsequent generations. The utilization of manual labor and animal assistance might appear exceedingly demanding when compared to the velocity and ease of modern agriculture. But for the Amish, this more measured, deliberate procedure is fundamental to their existence. It is a decision that corresponds with their principles of simplicity, self-reliance, and reverence for the natural world. A decision that fortifies their attachment to the land and to the beings that help sustain them. In a world where pressing a button can deliver water to crops from miles away, the Amish adopt a significantly more ingenious strategy. Lacking access to electric pumps or automated irrigation systems, they have devised innovative techniques to keep their fields irrigated, methods that utilize the natural environment and elementary mechanics, thereby proving that necessity is indeed the mother of invention. One of the most emblematic symbols of Amish farming is the windmill. Tall and elegant, these constructions harness the wind's energy to draw water from deep wells beneath the earth. As the blades rotate, they activate a pump that transports water to the surface, from where it can be dispersed across the fields. It is a refined, sustainable system that functions as long as the wind blows, depending on nature's power, rather than electricity or fuel. Another clever solution is found in the application of gravity-fed water systems. Amish farms are frequently planned with the terrain in mind, featuring fields that slope gently downward, enabling water to flow naturally from higher ground. Rainwater is gathered in reservoirs or ponds and, from these points, is directed downhill to the crops below. This system is effective and requires little upkeep, needing no external power, only a sharp understanding of the land's topography. Rainwater collection is another vital component of Amish irrigation. Large cisterns gather water during rainstorms, storing it for subsequent use in drier times. This straightforward yet potent system permits Amish farmers to maximize what nature offers, ensuring their crops stay hydrated even when precipitation is infrequent. The amassed water is often directed through a network of hand-excavated channels distributed uniformly to guarantee each plant receives its portion without wastage. In certain instances, Amish farmers employ hand-pumping methods to supply water to their plants. These manually operated pumps are uncomplicated yet efficient, allowing farmers to regulate the quantity of water delivered with accuracy. While this approach demands physical exertion, it also facilitates a higher degree of attentiveness and care. Each turn of the pump draws the farmer nearer to the land, reinforcing their profound connection to the crops they cultivate. The elegance of these systems is rooted in their simplicity and sustainability. By employing natural forces such as wind and gravity, and by meticulously managing water resources, Amish farmers can cultivate their crops without overburdening the local ecosystem. Indeed, their methods frequently result in superior water conservation compared to modern farms that depend on intensive irrigation and over-extraction from water tables. By collaborating with nature instead of opposing it, the Amish have fashioned an irrigation system that not only maintains the vitality of their crops, but also safeguards the land for future generations. It is a technique founded on patience, skill, and respect for the environment, a reminder that technology is not invariably the most efficient solution, particularly when the natural world already furnishes all that we require. At the core of Amish farming resides a deep comprehension of soil health, cultivated over generations through the wisdom of experience and observation. Fundamental to this practice is the venerable method of crop rotation, a technique that not only enriches the soil, but also nurtures a resilient ecosystem. Rather than sowing the same crops in the identical spot year after year, a practice that exhausts nutrients and encourages pests, the Amish rotate their crops in a meticulously planned order. This ancient wisdom is straightforward, yet highly effective. Each plant possesses distinct nutrient needs and affects the soil in unique ways. For instance, legumes like beans and peas can fix nitrogen in the soil, thereby enriching it for subsequent crops. By alternating these nutrient-fixing plants with others that might heavily draw upon the soil's resources, Amish farmers ensure their fields stay fertile and productive. This practice aids in preserving a balanced ecosystem, where the natural rhythms of growth and decomposition enhance the soil's vitality. In conjunction with crop rotation, the Amish depend significantly on natural fertilization techniques. Livestock manure and compost are pivotal in improving soil quality. Manure is gathered from their barns and carefully distributed across the fields, supplying vital nutrients that foster healthy plant growth. The application of compost, created from plant residues and organic matter, further enriches the soil, introducing beneficial microorganisms that assist in decomposition and nutrient accessibility. Over time, these natural supplements enhance soil structure and fertility, ensuring the earth continues to be a rich, productive medium for future harvests. One of the most remarkable aspects of Amish farming is their dedication to shunning synthetic pesticides and herbicides. Instead of resorting to chemical solutions, they manage pests through companion planting and biodiversity. By planting specific crops together, such as marigolds alongside vegetables, they establish natural deterrents against pests. This approach not only safeguards their crops, but also improves the overall health of the ecosystem, as diverse plantings attract beneficial insects and wildlife that aid in controlling pest populations. The absence of chemical interventions signifies that Amish farms are healthier, not merely for the soil and plants, but also for the farmers and their families. The food produced is frequently richer in taste and nutrition, devoid of the residues and additives that afflict conventional agriculture. By nurturing an environment where nature can flourish, the Amish establish a self-sustaining system that cares for the land while yielding delicious, wholesome produce. In the realm of Amish agriculture, seeds possess a significance that extends far beyond simple planting. They represent a legacy, a link to the past, and a pledge for the future. The custom of seed saving forms a cornerstone of their farming practices, guaranteeing that every generation has access to the varied and hardy strains that have, over time, adapted to their distinct surroundings. Seed saving is more than mere preservation. It is an art. Amish farmers painstakingly choose the finest examples from their harvests, selecting seeds that display desirable qualities such as disease resistance, flavor, and productivity. This careful selection procedure ensures that only the most robust and healthy seeds are passed on, enabling crops to flourish even under variable conditions. Consequently, each year's harvest stands as a testament to the farmer's expertise and dedication to nurturing the land. Heirloom seeds are especially prized within the Amish community. These seeds, frequently handed down through families for generations, preserve their genetic purity through meticulous breeding and selection. Unlike hybrid varieties, which are often engineered for particular traits and may not reproduce true to type, heirloom seeds retain the characteristics that render them unique. This safeguarding of genetic diversity is vital for resilience against pests, diseases, and fluctuating climates, permitting farmers to adjust their methods while staying connected to their heritage. The cultural importance of seed saving is immense. For the Amish, each seed encapsulates the narrative of their ancestors, the trials and triumphs that have molded their agricultural practices. This connection cultivates a profound sense of duty, not merely to their own farms, but to the wider community and the environment. By conserving seeds, they ensure their farms stay in harmony with nature, adapting to local circumstances while fostering biodiversity. The act of transmitting seeds from one generation to the next epitomizes the Amish philosophy of stewardship. Children learn the significance of these traditions from a young age, assisting in the collection and preparation of seeds for upcoming seasons. This education instills a sense of pride and proprietorship in the land, encouraging a commitment to sustainable practices that will serve future generations. In a world increasingly characterized by monocultures and commercial seed markets, the Amish tradition of seed saving serves as a potent reminder of the worth of diversity and resilience. By conserving heirloom varieties and upholding the knowledge of their forebears, the Amish not only cultivate their crops, but also enrich their community's identity and future. Each seed they preserve is not solely a promise of sustenance. It is a pledge of sustainability, tradition, and a deeply ingrained connection to the land they hold dear. In the core of Amish farms, greenhouses stand as graceful edifices of glass and wood, engineered to capture the sun's warmth and prolong the growing season well past what the external climate might permit. These greenhouses exemplify the tenets of sustainability and ingenuity that characterize Amish farming. Without relying on artificial illumination or heating, the Amish have refined the craft of greenhouse cultivation, illustrating how nature can be harnessed to foster flourishing ecosystems. Amish greenhouses are strategically constructed, frequently oriented to face south. This meticulous planning optimizes sunlight exposure throughout the day, guaranteeing that the plants inside obtain sufficient light for growth. The glass panes permit sunlight to enter while retaining warmth, establishing a microclimate that supports plant development even as outdoor temperatures decrease. The design is straightforward yet effective, depending entirely on the sun's power to nurture life. One of the secrets to preserving this warmth is the employment of thermal mass. Water barrels, strategically positioned inside the greenhouse, absorb heat during daylight hours and gradually release it at night. This natural heating method aids in regulating temperatures, offering a stable setting for seedlings and young plants. By using materials capable of storing and releasing heat, the Amish can fashion a nurturing environment that emulates the effects of artificial heating systems, yet without the associated environmental impact or cost. The advantages of these greenhouses are substantial. Owing to their careful construction and management, Amish farmers can commence seedlings earlier in the spring and prolong the growing season deep into autumn. This sustainable system facilitates a consistent supply of fresh produce, ready for outdoor planting when weather conditions are favorable. The vigorous plants that emerge from these greenhouses frequently exhibit a resilience derived from being nurtured in a meticulously managed environment, leading to more robust yields when transplanted to the fields. As the summer sun attains its peak, Amish farms burst into life with the brilliant hues of ripening crops, summoning farmers to the fields for the demanding task of hand harvesting. Unlike modern farms that depend on mechanized tools, the Amish value the skill and accuracy of manual harvesting, a practice that not only guarantees quality, but also strengthens their bond with the land. Hand harvesting necessitates a degree of attentiveness and diligence that machines cannot match. Each crop, whether tomatoes, corn, or beans, calls for a distinct method. Farmers meticulously evaluate each plant, ensuring that only the ripest produce is gathered at the optimal moment. This exacting process yields produce that is frequently fresher and more flavorful than what is available in supermarkets. The tactile engagement of harvesting by hand enables farmers to foster a more profound relationship with their crops, cultivating a sense of pride in their labor and the caliber of the food they cultivate. Once the harvest is gathered, the subsequent vital phase is preservation. For the Amish, the abundance of the harvest must be carefully stored to guarantee food security throughout the winter months. Traditional food preservation techniques, such as canning, drying, and fermenting, are utilized, often without any dependence on electricity. These time-honored methods not only prolong the food's lifespan, but also augment its flavors and nutritional content. Canning is a treasured tradition in Amish households, with families assembling to preserve fruits, vegetables, and sauces in glass jars. The procedure entails meticulous preparation, washing, peeling, and cooking, and the ultimate sealing of jars ensures that the freshness of the harvest can be savored long after the final tomato has been gathered. The vivid colors of home-canned goods adorn pantry shelves, providing a glimpse into the dedicated effort that has converted seasonal produce into year-round sustenance. Drying constitutes another crucial technique, permitting the preservation of herbs, fruits, and vegetables. The Amish frequently employ simple drying racks or hanging methods where air circulation facilitates moisture removal. This method not only intensifies flavors, but also conserves nutrients, supplying wholesome ingredients for soups, stews, and other dishes during the cold months. Fermentation introduces an additional dimension of tradition and flavor to their food preservation customs. From sauerkraut to pickles, the process of fermenting vegetables enables natural preservation while incorporating beneficial probiotics that promote digestive health. These preserved foods become mainstays in Amish kitchens, offering not just nourishment, but also a reminder of seasons long past. The focus on hand harvesting and traditional preservation techniques ensures that Amish families partake in a farm-to-table diet that is fresher, more nutritious, and profoundly connected to their heritage. Each jar of preserved fruit or vegetable recounts a tale of diligence, care, and a deep respect for the land. As the winter months approach, the bounty of summer is not merely a recollection. It becomes a testament to the Amish dedication to sustainability and the enduring link between farmer and food. Within the Amish community, farming extends beyond the scope of individual enterprise. It is a communal undertaking that mirrors the robustness and solidarity of their way of life. The practice of farming is deeply integrated into the community's structure, where families and neighbors unite to provide mutual support during essential periods such as harvests, planting seasons, and even barn raisings. When the harvest period commences, it is common to observe groups of Amish families laboring collaboratively, each lending their distinct skills and vitality. This communal ethos transcends mere labor sharing. It is about cultivating relationships and nurturing a sense of inclusion. Large harvests evolve into festivities of cooperation, with laughter, anecdotes, and shared meals punctuating the extended workdays. Such assemblies fortify social connections, reminding all participants that the rewards of their efforts are intended not just for individual households, but for the community in its entirety. Barn raisings, arguably one of the most esteemed traditions, exemplify this spirit of unity. When a family requires a new barn, neighbors congregate to erect it within a single day. This remarkable display of communal endeavor highlights the Amish conviction in collective accountability and reciprocal assistance. As families convene, each individual contributes their expertise and implements, transforming what might seem an overwhelming undertaking into an attainable objective. The day concludes with a communal meal, reinforcing bonds and cultivating a cooperative spirit that persists beyond the barn's completion. These collective endeavors not only enhance productivity, but also weave a resilient social tapestry centered around food cultivation. In a world frequently preoccupied with individualism, the Amish paradigm serves as a potent illustration of community's significance, underscoring that farming, and indeed life, can be more fulfilling when shared. The experience of toiling together in the fields, barns, and kitchens nurtures a sense of identity and purpose, reinforcing the values of diligence, appreciation, and generosity. The practices of Amish farming present valuable insights for contemporary society, particularly in our pursuit of sustainability. In a world dominated by technology, the Amish prompt us to reconsider our dependence on machinery and to adopt simpler, more resourceful approaches to food production. Their stress on minimal resource utilization through manual labor, animal power, and natural systems illustrates how we can farm in concert with the environment. This method not only safeguards the earth, but also cultivates a more profound connection to the land. Furthermore, the Amish community epitomizes the power of cooperation. Their collective actions during planting and harvesting demonstrate that collaborative work can achieve superior outcomes while fortifying social bonds. As we contend with a changing world, we can find inspiration in Amish techniques. By integrating these enduring practices into our lives, we can foster a more sustainable future, one that cherishes community, respects the land, and reestablishes our connection to the very essence of food production.